For Media Watch now, and James Creedon is with us in the studio. It's good to see you, James.
Likewise, Laura.
We're going to start right here in France because the president's official portrait has been made public, and it has got a lot of reaction in the media and online, hasn't it?
Yes, everybody's been analysing the absolute bleep out of it, hell out of it, whatever you want to say. No, but genuinely, it's being picked apart and analysed like you would not believe. That's the tweet that saw it being published on Emmanuel Macron's Twitter account.
He's EU flag firmly in there.
Oh, absolutely. Where do we start with this one? This is, let's just take a look at the photos. So essentially what people have been saying is, and this is what you call analysis of symbols. I've forgotten the actual title of it, but the photo is very symmetrical. First of all, you can see you've got the French flag on the left, you've got the European flag on the right, you've got the window open. It's all very symmetrical because Emmanuel Macron is a centrist. So some saying that clearly the desire to have this very pleasing symmetrical image is part of Emmanuel Macron's whole deal of being...
It's a very elegant photograph.
That's right. And it's neither inside nor outside. It's in front of an open window. It's open to the world beyond.
Is he in? Is he out?
Is he in? Is he out? What's going on? Now, what else do we have? I'm not sure if it's visible here. I might have to show to make the image a little bit smaller, but you can see that his hands are grasping the table, and he's showing his knuckles. The knuckles are coming outward, which is, I guess, an echo of the very firm handshakes he had with various
ready to fight,
heads of state.
Showing the knuckles.
Combative, tough. He means business. And you can also see in elements of this portrait, what would you say? There's a lot of other stuff going on in the background. So there's a clock here. I'll just zoom again. Sorry that this isn't so clear initially. You have a clock over here. Yeah. Now, he himself said that he is maître des horloges, the master of choosing the timing, essentially. This is all part of what he has termed in various interviews his Jupiterian style of presidency, which is sort of basically monarchical. I decide. I'm the power resides with me. You also have a book of the memoirs of General de Gaulle. Now, I'm not sure how clear that is, but it's open in the table behind him there, and that
been reading a bit of that.
He's been reading a bit of that, and it's a sign essentially of de Gaulle being over and above party politics. De Gaulle even made reference in the past to a certain sort of dismissive references in the past to party politics. You've got another book over here, which is by Madame de Staël. People have been reading into that as well. We won't go into all of that.
Yeah, let's not go
You also
that
have two iPhones. So you've got old books, literature. He's said to be
modern, traditional. I like it. Okay, a lot of
all of the contrasts.
It's like an old painting, isn't it? That you might find in the Louvre.
That's right.
Show us some of the spin-offs.
All right, there are many. There are many. Hold on, where can I get it? Le portrait officiel de Macron en rappelle un autre. So that is Mr. Underwood from the series House of Cards. I was going to say Game of Thrones, not the same thing. Others saying that it was a little bit like certain poses in Dolce & Gabbana ads.
I had the Dolce & Gabbana.
Others again saying he wishes, not exactly. And there were just so many. There was one, I think one that got a lot of shares was Titanic. Although I think in the Titanic one, if this is another reference to being king-like, it was Leo was the king. It wasn't Kate Winslet, and his arms are grasping the desk, not out like that. But anyway, that's me nitpicking, I suppose. What else do we have? We have... oh gosh, there's so many. I'll have to stop at some point, but I'll stop now. It could get messy.
Put this in some context for us, because of course this is a big thing in France, isn't it? You always get an official presidential portrait. Let's look at the more recent one.
That's right, and there's in recent times been a bid to break away from the traditional format and to say something about the kind of president you want to be. You saw Hollande. You can see there on the bottom right. He had the photo taken. Well, I'll just open the actual diaporama, as they say. If it'll open quickly enough, that'll be helpful. And you have, I suppose, different presidents trying to have different styles.
It's coming. No. There we are. Oh, that was...
look, this gives you a sense of how...
What's he reading? De Gaulle's memoirs?
I don't know what he's reading actually there, but it's certainly much more sober, and you can see in the way that Chirac in the garden.
Was that Sarkozy and Hollande?
Let me see if I can scroll forward to the others. Sarkozy is looking just statesman-like, arms down by his side, contrasting with Macron kind of grasping the desk, if you like, in a much more determined gesture. gesture, and Hollande with
the garden.
It's out in the garden with the Élysée
The
Palace.
two
in
flags, so you
distance.
can see them over there.
The two flags very much in the background. So it is a breakaway from style now. And just one final thing that is being spoken a lot about because
why isn't he doing the interview on July 14th?
he's not doing the interview on
Why?
July 14th, which is traditional. And the explanation being given by his press people is that his thinking is too complex and it's not really very suited to the interview. That's actually the official explanation that was given. His thinking is probably actually quite simple and straightforward.
Complex for the viewers to understand.
Well, they're saying here his thinking is complex. I would say it's quite straightforward. He doesn't necessarily want to answer tough questions about labour law reforms, which is a big issue, a big prickly issue at the moment. So I would say it's just about...
So he's just not doing the interview?
Being less available, being more anarchical.
You've got the photo to look at anyway. All right, James, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Laura.
James Creedon there with Media Watch. Now,